Hi guys, welcome again to another replay. This time we're gonna again see Kush and Sparta instead of Rome. We're gonna be defending a city in Alexandria, if I remember right. It's one of the smaller Alexandrias. It's a really beautiful city. You have the secondary. It's going to be the primary attacking area, but it's the secondary city, temple city, the palace city up high, and then you have the rest of the city down here with the river running through. I'm playing a Spartan, and I have Royal Spartans, Spartans, Heroes of Sparta, and my ally is playing Squish, which again, admittedly, it is a bit broken in multiplayer. It's one of the strongest charge and holding power civilization to play with, but it's quite cool. Well, our enemies are not holding back either. We have Massilia with their Desert Legionnaires, and let's start. I'll explain what they have. So they have Desert Legionnaires, they have quite a number of Desert cohorts, and then we have Rome Eagle cohorts. There's Tribal Slingers, like lots of good cavalry, and they're attacking from across the board. So they're attacking our gates, they're attacking our walls here, and they're attacking um, just this big stretch of wall here. My ally decided to hold the walls to a certain extent, put his shuttle units and his pike units here, and his archers down here. Meanwhile, I held this pyramid, and it's really cool that you can put units on the pyramid, and you can do some really interesting things there. Allows you to make really cool and interesting battle formations. And this is a really good choke point, so we decided to hold it. I put my Spartan hoplites in a line, and I put my reserve troops here hidden away, just so I could hold out the enemy from completely taking me over. We saw those, so I put some units here in reserve, but my ally decided to go fight for the walls. And well, I kept telling him, let's hold this side of the river, but he insisted to fight for the walls because he was scared of the siege towers, which is absolutely fine. And Massilia is coming straight for us. It's interesting that Rome did not bring any siege towers, but I assume that is they were coordinating well between themselves because even the way Rome is moving up, where Massilia is covering them with their siege towers. My ally is fighting all the way over here from this field ballista, trying to hit, and it's getting quite a few good kills. He did damage these two units quite significantly, taking 30 units and 20 units from this one, more like 12 units. And they're moving up. The Desert Legionnaires are very strong units. They hold toe to toe with heavily armored legionnaires. So we're facing a shock unit army here. They're quite strong. They'll hold us to our line. The battle lasts quite a bit, so you're in for a treat. Get your snacks, and let's get going. Now they get onto the wall, and the first thing I do was I start firing at them from point blank range. I lose my ballista. My ballista. I didn't do that much damage, but look at this. Look at this. Point blank range, heavy shots, annihilating them. And I have a bit of elevation, so they can't really throw their pila properly at me. And yeah, I do so much damage over here. This unit really pays for itself just from standing there. It's a really good spot to defend if you want to hold this part of the wall. And back here, because we were scared they're going to break through, we have caltrops, we have stakes, we have sharp stone beds, and a Spartan unit just holding the gate, which is going to be fun. My ally is running his heavy armored shuttle, and he's trying to set up a formation here and see what he can do to these desert cohort. There are 3 units of desert cohort, which are very heavy melee infantry, and they're going to go very, very well against the shuttle warriors. I mean, they're the same tier units. They are very strong, so we'll see what they do. Over here, I'm staying very passive, with the exception of my archers, which is melting these desert legionnaires. It's a massacre on these walls. Let's try and get close. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that massacre. You'd get on the walls. Oh, you'd get. Oof. my god, the camera really plays well. Yeah, I managed to break one of his legionnaires. Shooting from the sides, their big shields doesn't matter for the arrows, and they routed instantly. This other unit over here is trying to get down my ally, wasting his PLO. I put down some pikemen just to hold the line as well, but yeah, the PLO hit badly here. It was very bad for my ally to shoot there, unfortunately. He got a bad shot there. It's very hard to take care of everything that's happening when it starts going. Over here, they charge down into the Kush Pikes and the Shotel Warriors, and these Desert Legionnaires are losing, but so are the Pikemen, which got a lot of damage from the peel up thrown up here. And when my allies noticed the damage that was being done on the walls, he focused fire all of his really good archers, and the Kush have some of the best archers in the game, in my opinion, especially their Royal Kushite archers, which is their general, and it does deal heavy damage. At the same time, these pikemen are not in formation, and the Desert Legionnaires are probably going to try and capture all the towers and see what he can do there. By now, the ballista has done a lot of work. It has hit quite a few formations and damaged quite a few down here, but it's been going well. And the Roman infantry is now on the walls. The eagle cohorts, again, legendary Roman units are coming up. I mean, look at what's coming towards us. I don't know what I was thinking here, but I was like, you know what? Let's mix it up a bit. And I took my Spartan hoplites out. Now, there's an issue. There's a little bug here, which you cannot really place your troops on this area. And mamma mia. So these Spartans are out here. They're looking what's coming towards them. And they're like, oh, crapperoni. So I decided to put them in shield wall formation, and they got charged in by the heavy cataphracts, I think. I think they're cataphract units. No, armored Numidian cavalry. Well, you know, close enough. And he's going to get cycle charged time and time again. So there are 5 units here, 3 shock cavalry, and 2 melee cavalry, and my units got caught in the back before they could turn. But they're Spartans. They'll hold the wall. They'll hold their shield wall, and they'll do really well with themselves. Here we managed to break the second unit of legionnaires. My archers are trying to reposition because they were getting pelted, and unfortunately they were getting massacred by the Striboslingers, which are a very good counter to lightly armored archers. So I was thinking of trying to reposition my troops over here, but it's a bit finicky to put them down. It is an old game. It's from 2013. Not everything has been patched, and I think I've stopped patching it by now. My ally is still shooting arrows at the enemy, and yeah, we're managing to hold on pretty neatly here. Over here, my ally is fighting against the Desert Legionnaires, but unfortunately his shuttle are struggling badly against this. And these siege towers have that little ballista over there. That's doing a number on. They're not losing that many men, but they are injured. And at the same time, when my ally charges here, the desert cohort is soon going to come up on the wall and envelop him, which is going not to be a fun time for him. But as that's going around, the enemy is trying to break down the gate, and he's pushing in the battering ram, even though there are Spartans fighting here. They're holding their own. I mean, they are losing, but they are they are definitely holding their own against all of these cavalry, which are cycle charging them. And there's more cavalry coming on the way, because of course you need more cavalry. Till now, though, I only have engaged 2 units, so I'm keeping most of my army in reserve for my allies fighting. He decides to pile up more troops in here. His pikemen are heavily damaged, and the Romans are on the wall. They're positioning themselves. What happened here? Syrian archers. What happened to these Syrian archers? Where are they? These Syrian archers seem a little bit bugged out. Yes, and at this point, my ally is trying to storm the Kush is trying to storm the walls and try to hold the enemy from advancing further over there. My Okay, he decided to charge his. I don't remember this. He's basically trying his best to break this unit of Spartans who's just standing there and just holding everything till the last man, as they say well, they used to say in Sparta. Get back with your shield or on it, and that's literally what's happening. Again, this is another unit. I mean, over here it's going to be a bloodbath. Just every single corpse. The eagle cohorts, I think at the end it gets like 200 something kills of heavy armored units, so it does pay for itself. The How do you pronounce this? Massilia, I think. He's trying to break down here and break through this massive wall. No, my ally is actually charging up the walls. I did not know he did this, and he's trying to capture the walls there, which is, well, it's good because we'll be able to then control how much of this heavily armed units of eco cohort was charge up, but you know, you do what you can. Finally, after I don't know how much, my Spartans, who are being pushed slowly back towards the wall, they break. They break with 30 men left, but look at the massacre they left. And more importantly, they have left all of these cavalry very tired, which is what we were looking. Okay, these are very fresh, not a problem. But this armored Numidian cavalry, it's quite expensive. At this point, he moves in the battering ram, but because of my units getting glitched in here, I think he wasn't able to break through, which was a pity for him. He had to kill them, unfortunately. And then, apart from that, I had my Spartan pikeman and my hero Sparta. And I think this is the point that it happened. So my ally unfortunately disconnected, and I'm still showing you the replay because honestly, it's quite funny what happens. So all of a sudden, I haven't used most of my army, which is great, but all of a sudden my ally gets disconnected and the AI goes crazy. On this side, I have my Cretan archers who have helped to clean what was left on the wall, and he's going to help to clean the last bit over here. But all of my allies' army, including his general, is charging out of the gate. They're doing a mad charge outside the walls. I don't know what the AI was thinking, but apparently it was thinking it needs to abandon these positions, which is unfortunate. Over here, he has some Shotel warriors, which are packed as sardines, fighting cohort on one hand, and desert legionaries on the other, and more Eagle cohort on the other hand. And on this side, the Shotel are fighting Eagle cohort, which it's going to be a tough fight for them. His general is actually still here because he's trying to shoot at this clump of archers, and all of the units, all of them, every single one is just charging out. The balance of power is in the enemy's favor now, which isn't saying much because we do have quite a bit. I do have, I mean, most of my units are fresh, they're full. I have Spartan hoplites, I have Royal Spartans, and at this point, tell myself I need to reform my lines, or I need to reform my lines. So I think, if I remember right, I reformed the line here, and I put some reserves back here. I started falling back on this side after I killed this, and trying to hold my ground on this side. My general is Heroes of Sparta. They will fight to the end. So putting him here, I would, even if he manages to break through, I would be able to hold off most of his army. The idea that I got in my mind is that now it's basically a 1.5 versus 1, because most of Massilia's army has been heavily depleted. My Cretan archer is still killing lovely. So my head is like, listen, I need to delay. There's 45 minutes left in the battle. Once the timer runs out, I would have won. So that was the idea. And if he managed to get his cavalry in, I would have had an issue in trying to hold the lines. The one thing that this did, though, is that look at that horde, and they're struggling to get through. If he managed to break through here, I would have struggled, or even if he managed to capture this gate, because then we would have gotten a lovely surprise from the backside with these cavalry. Again, I am not sure what the AI is doing now. It's just charging a few soldiers forward, the rest are moving, and this is going to be a mosh pit. It's going to be a mosh pit. The tribal slingers are charging, and Yeah, it's gonna be interesting on that side, but not a problem. At this point, the enemies realize that something's going wrong, so they hastily deploy their units in specific formations to try and see how they can capture the and destroy the Kush threat as fast as possible. I mean, this is not every day that you see an entire army selling out from its position, and I mean, look at that, it just getting slaughtered. They're just getting absolutely slaughtered. There's no mercy here. I was panicking here. My ally was still on call saying, "What happened? What's happening? What's happening?" Like, no, we're dying. We're dying. I almost did the GG, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try and survive and see what happens. Um, I have some cool videos, replays that I want to show you later on, where it's basically two versus three or one versus two, which is a survival tactic, and it's trying to hold the line till the very end. And here they come, the Kushite archers are the Kushite pikes without even going into formation. There's they're just streaming through, and even the archers. I mean, even if the AI put them up here, this would have been a massacre for us. For the enemy, we would have managed to get so much done, but unfortunately, it was not the case. And he starts firing. He was hell bent on attacking this blob over here. I am not sure what. He was perhaps going after the Praetorian Guard, but unfortunately, this is the end of it. The Roman is pulling out his cavalry because he was getting them heavily damaged. Cavalry is in total war games is not usually that good, but ideally in Rome 2, you just cycle charge the enemy in the back while you have an infantry wall. And this is what he's doing over here. He's built a wall of infantry, and he'll be able to move forward and just annihilate the Kush from the map. Now, the walls have been pretty much lost, and all of a sudden we are faced by they started forming their lines here. Now, I knew if I let them completely set up, I would not be able to hold, even with my Spartans, even in, they're elite. Ooh, this is a nice shot. That's a very nice shot. Even as elite as they are, as good as they are, they would not have been able to hold this plaza. Boom. And so, yeah, I started to think on what I could do and how I have to do it. The Royal Spartans are, you know, much stronger, so they were going to hold his side, but I had to figure out a way to move forward. The desert cohort is trying to move into my Spartans, so to actually pin me down while the rest of the Roman army finishes off the Kush, which pretty much is gone at this point. It's just bodies everywhere over in this side. The shuttle are breaking. I mean, the general is just glitching out, and it's just a massive blob. They've only had some artillery after, like, get a few hundred kills, just splatter them like a rolling ball of fire on this side. You know what I mean. The good stuff, the good and juicy stuff. And at this point, I even pulled down my Cretan archers from up here because I was scared of his tribal slingers, and I was going to see if I could form a line, maybe start shooting at the back of these cohorts and see what happens. As you can see, the trick with these guys, and at most heavily armored units in Total War, shoot them from the side. They will always melt. Yeah, I was getting clipped by this building. Oh, it's actually considered a fort wall. Interesting. Anyway, when I saw so much pressure being carried out here, I sent more Royal Spartans on this side to try and hold the line. And I had some Spartan pikemen. I did not have much left here. On the back here, I had Spartan hoplites, Spartan pikemen, and Hero Sparta holding this. I had more Spartans over here for the last stand. And yeah, my ally is completely gone. Balance power is definitely not in my favor. And even though the one thing that's good for me is that the Kush have weakened so much that weakened the enemy so much that all of his units were slightly depleted. and they were all starting to get exhausted, which is very key to break a unit. The first thing you break is their stamina, and then you break their morale. But I mean, look at all those PLS ready to shoot, and this unit here is not having a good day. They don't want they want to go back home. They don't know why they're doing this anymore. They don't know why they were roped into this with Sparta. And they were promised great riches, and that Sparta is amazing. But they took a few mushrooms or something and went crazy, went outside the walls. But that's all right. Again, the the Romans thinks this is a trap of some sort. When they realize it's not, they decide to just, what, let's get it over with. I'm not sure what these guys are doing over here. They probably misclicked and went. At this point, the Kushite archers going back inside. I'm not sure what's happening over here. It is just a mosh pit. This, oh, we actually got to see this. This, I was really glad I got to do this. I don't think the owner of the desert cohort was aware what was happening by the time he was. Too bad they were all dead. My Spartans were taking a beating fighting against those guys. They have really good armor penetration. Where are they? They have really good armor penetration, and they don't have that much of a charge bonus, but damn man, they really hurt my Royal Spartans who have 105 armor. They have 87 missile defense. They're really good units, but they struggled there. They really struggled. That goes to show how good the Roman military structure was. Finally, the last of the Kush here break, and the very few Kush left are trying to hold off this part. So yeah, my ally is completely wiped out at this point. He has ballista, he has his general, and he has some very weakened units. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing to do and how is the best to hold. I think I'm quite entrenched in. I'm quite well settled in, but you never know with this kind of stuff. He could have surrounded me, he could have sent troops up here. I was just getting worried on what I needed to do and to be ready for every eventuality. At this point, the game actually slows down a bit as the enemy starts forming up. And I mean, they're still a bit wary that more troops are going to be sallying out. And yeah, I mean, these guys are just not even firing their bows. It's quite cool though, like their dress and what they're wearing. It's very fun. The last armored Chotel units is running at an angle. I'm not sure what they're going for, but this is the end of them. They're exhausted, they're tired, I mean, they're still eager to fight, but that's the end of it. Look, they're not even happily charging into the enemy. They're just charging in, and now they're charging back. What is up with them? Oh, I did not see this. What's this? Norwegian noble infantry. He's trying to kill my Rohingyan slingers. Oh, he has his auxiliary. Yes, so he finally took the walls. And this is where he started to pick at my troops one by one, starting to do damage. Syrian archers are very good. They're very good against heavily armored. They have precision shot, which increases their armor penetration, and they have, if I remember right, they have heavy shots a slightly longer distance than the Cretan archers. I still believe the Cretan archers are better, but then these guys you can charge them in because they have a bit more armor. I don't know why it says light because they have chain armor. That's what scale armor that it was called at the time before they changed it into chain, which is quite effective. At this point, the eco cohorts are just capturing the towers, securing positions while their allies are ready to climb the walls. There is the Sloan armored shuttle unit still running. Just blinking. At this point, we were joking about what was happening and what was the entire situation in the game, and they were actually quite cool to fight with because they actually spoke and had a good discussion with us, well, with me, were telling me if I wanted to just call it a game and we start another one. I was insistent we have to fight this till the end. This was very sneaky. He's trying to surround my Royal Spartans who are now just I mean, they've been taking javelins, they've been taking stones to their face, and over here they are surrounded. This is very sneaky. I did not even notice it. And but no, the other Royal Spartan unit is gonna catch them, so there's no chance there. I put a unit here just in case he takes units up there. But now that his slingers are close to my missile firing line, I have my slingers, my archers shooting. My archers noticed another slinger unit up here, and they're trying to. Oh, they're peltasts. They're good peltasts, but they could have done a lot of damage. In fact, they did. I think like a couple of slugs of their javelins annihilated my pike formation there. So they're always a force to be reckoned with. But once you have Cretan archers backing you up, you're fine. I pulled up the rest of my archers up here and just prepared to hold the line with what I had left. I'm not sure what he was waiting for over here. He was started to come up and started to go down, but you never know. These poor armored shuttle units, 5 of them left. What are they doing? Where are they? And over here, I start to move my troops around. I think I moved them aside so that my slingers can start shooting into these Numidian noble spears and get them over and done with. It's not that I wouldn't have won, it's more that I needed to win quickly. He notices this and he gets his Syrian archers in position and, well, let's see the first volley, 101. Ooh, that's 82. That's 19 kills. Second volley, and yeah, my units are just dead. There's no chance of saving them. I didn't even manage to break the Numidian force here. This was a mistake on my part. I overstepped. I thought I would get a little bit of safety here, but nope. They're just dead. This is how strong the Syrian archers are. They are bloody well good. And at this point, these guys should be breaking soon. They have been completely surrounded. It's a Spartan Numidian sandwich. It's quite good for your health, apparently, if you're a Spartan. Otherwise, it's not good for you. And on this side, I decided to try and be a little bit sneaky and move my units forward. He did take the arrow tower, and in my head I was like, maybe since he cannot see my Royal Spartans here, he will move these guys forward. I'll surround him, and I'll be able to, envelop him. And when the time comes, my poor slinger is broken and not shattered, so they might still come back. And at this point, the Praetorian Guards are coming up. The last of the Eagle cohort, they're quite fresh. The Praetorian Guard have been slightly damaged, but yeah, I mean, I'm facing that army on its own. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's something that will make you quake in your boots. All right, so what's left? I try to run down his archers, which were trying to do the same thing I did myself, but it wasn't working. And my Cretan archers, oh, I moved in my last fresh units there. Fantastic. So I tried to move my fresh units up and try to contest his Syrian archers, but it was not seemed to go on well. Again, my selling fort into the middle of the plaza, trying to control this location, was contested heavily by his Eagle cohorts, and from all sides, it did not seem like it was going to go well for me. These guys seem to be coming back. They're still broken. It seems no, they're still rotting. They're poor guys. They're like, what have we done to deserve this? The Spartans are nope. This is not the neighborhood we want to be in. He did not shoot. No, he got his. He's trying to sideline me with this cohorts. Pilas. Ooh. Wait. Okay, disappeared. This one had a Pila in his head, which is interesting. That's how good the Spartans are. Pilas to the head. And he starts moving his entire army forward. And I thought I could do this trick again, but you're gonna see it did not work out very well for me. Over here, even if he breaks through the gate, which is glitched out beyond recognition at the point, I still have quite a bit of troops left, so it's fine. My pikemen are holding a fresh unit of Desert Cohort. I believe this is, yes, it is one of his last units of Desert Cohort. I mean, he has his general and some Desert Cohort, but that's it. And my Spartans over here are trying to support each other. I actually get off the wall. I don't remember this. I get off the wall trying to support this area and hold this area. Like, yes, I think I gave up because I didn't think he would move, and I saw that my line here was breaking, and frankly, I'm running low. And I have 3 units that I can use to support this area, but that's not very much. His archers are firing, and yeah, this is my archers are tired. They have been firing for a long while, and his archers are less tightly packed than mine, so this is not going well for me. Let's take a good position. There you go. Like the next volley, the next volley. And I'm not sure what these guys are doing. I made some really stupid mistakes here, I must admit. Perhaps I had run out of ammo, possibly ran out of ammo. But this unit here was meant to be my coup de grace, if you will. And this guy over here is seeing his friends getting slaughtered. Yeah, completely annihilated. This was a fresh unit as well. Unfortunate things. He actually moves his units around. Oh, I managed to break through here. So I saw this gap and I did what he did to me, and I just surrounded him in the back since his units here were engaged. Oh, and these 2 units were engaged on these Royal Spartans. I put my Spartans here and I made a Roman Spartan sandwich this time. Charged in my hoplite walls, and my Royal hoplites are forming ranks, trying to form ranks and charge his archers, because that was what I was going for. I managed to split his units here apart and charge his charge what archers he had left. I mean, these guys didn't break, which is lucky for me at the time, and his Syrian archers are now breaking. That was a really good charge. Yeah, over here I'm trying to clean him up before the real badasses come, because when the Praetorians come, there's nothing really that I have here that can actually stop them anymore. I'm bringing my remaining reserves up and trying to see what I can do. But honestly, it's not looking too good for me. And then, apart from that, these guys, they're surrounded. They're still steady. They're being sandwiched between 2 fresh units of hoplites, and they're demolishing my hoplite line, which goes to show how strong the Romans are. I'm charging him in the back, and they're shaking, yes, but come on. Come on. They've been fighting so long, and they're barely shaken. And here he goes. He managed to get his routing Syrians back in, and he's shooting at my back of my Spartan hoplites and my this. I mean, it cost both of us a lot. I noticed, so I faced the shields back in the right direction to try and minimize the damage. But at this point, it's getting heavily damaged. As well, I realized that, come on, there are demons are walking into my castle right now. You know, you cannot really hold against such power, such merciless powers. My remaining Cretan archers are like, nope, we're out of here. And they're falling back. I have my small amounts of reserves left here, keeping the Spartan pikeman here in case he decides to actually come around, because then it would be disastrous for me. And I'm trying to see where I can deploy myself. Probably sacrifice. Yes, I remember that. I sacrificed this unit of Spartan hoplites. I tried to form a hoplite wall and just form up against this massacre that's going to come here for 2 things. One, waste their pilas, which they're doing, and my units is just getting melted. And 2, he did exactly what I wanted him to do. I swear, not wasting a unit there. So basically, if all of them are engaged in battle, they're all getting tired at the same time. So they're all fresh now, but if I manage to get them even just winded, it will increase my chances and give me a chance to reform my battle lines over here, which unfortunately have been dwindled down to almost nothing. My thoughts is, if I fight under these towers, I'll have some more suppressing fire. Yeah, I'll be able to fight a bit longer, but in reality is I did not have high hopes. He realizes this wasn't going well for him, so he retreats, and my unit starts charging out after it, but I stop it just in time, retreat it back. He never really does anything with his cavalry, so that's quite wasted amounts of units. And they're telling me, taunting me, come outside, let's fight it outside. Come on, bring the troops outside. And I was like, why don't you come inside? It's cozy in here. And I'm doing my best to form traps. So we're on this side. If he attacks either of them, I can easily envelop the rest of his troops. I'm trying to build a wall with what left I have. So I have fresh units, I think two fresh units of Spartan hoplites here, yes, and one which is heavily depleted. This one completely gets wrecked. There's 26 of them left, but his entire army. It's active and tired, but that's good. Getting them down slightly. They were all very fresh. Now they're one or two layers down, which is good for me. And I decide to put my units into hoplite walls and move the rest of my the heroes of Sparta. These are the elites of the elites. They're hero units. They have more. So you can see these guys. They have really nice, fluffy things on their head. These guys have fluffier things on their head, but these guys have the entire head. They're like, we're the peacocks here. We're the peacocks. We're gonna show off. Definitely showing off the enemy. So I try to form this line and see what I can do. I put the Royal Spartans here to hide them from any possible ammunition that the enemy has. I gather all my depleted archer units here to try and conserve some balance of power in my favor, so my units don't start breaking. I've been playing quite a bit of Warhammer too, and I'm getting very scared very easily about the balance of power. He learned that him forming a long line is not very good, so he's doing a double line, which is similar to the triplet axes. I mean, this is a miniature theater of war at this point. There's so many skirmishes have been fought, bodies are littered everywhere, and he's very careful not to get surrounded by my troops, which I was hoping I would do because there's no way you can break Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard are just. I mean, when you look at their stats, they have 90 armor, which is less than me, but then their melee, the weapon damage, their defense, and everything, their morale is fantastic. My units have 47 attack. They have 70 melee defense and 105 armor, but his attack damage is so much higher than mine. He has at least 20 more attack than my units do, which is not good. Not good at all. Oh, look. They have really nice faces. Let's see these guys. No, I don't want to see the hero Spartan. Alright, didn't work. Anyhow, and then he starts bombarding me uncontested. He still had ammunition. Unfortunately, I ran out. This is hurting me so much right now because I really needed those units. He put his general here to try and give his men some form of morale boost. His his eagle cohort, they're like, no, they can't. We don't we don't want to go back in. This is not fair. In retrospect, I should have perhaps moved some troops over here to completely envelop him in a pincer movement. And at this point, I decide it's now or never. So I start charging him forward, trying to taunt him to come in, trying to break through on this side, as you can see in the movement. So this one is meant to come over here, but unfortunately, I should have first charged that, then moved this, and sneakily charged it this side. But it's okay. That's fine. His eagle cohorts has actually been freshed up, and he's moving his rest of his troops to try and support this side. I have small faith that this might break through, but it's very small faith, and he realizes what I'm trying to do, so he forms up properly. At this point, it said it's now or never. I move the rest of my troops up, and I'm trying again. All I'm trying to do is just to surround him, flank him, break his morale as fast as I can. These guys are still in hoplite formation. No, they're not. They did not. They just were moving, and he caught me off guard there. Fortunately, they took massive damage over something little. So the hero of Sparta have to step in. Heroes of Sparta are only 120 units, but they're the best unit that there is at the moment on my side. And they're not nowhere even close to Praetorian Guard in strength. They just have a little bit more morale. And this is where I started to get very unlucky. He moved his Eagle cohort around. And at this point, seeing that he had nothing left, I started moving my pikemen. It was a Roman sandwich before, now it's a Spartan sandwich. They're munching me down for nothing. This flank is collapsing completely. There's 30 units left. I realize I have to recharge back in with my Spartans, Heroes of Sparta, because there is no hope. He notices the pikemen, so he tries to charge them before they form up. And now I managed to sandwich him. The tactics that are being used right now, the APM that is needed to focus fire on everything that's happening. I'm praying and praying and praying that my troops don't break, but at this point it is very difficult and it's looking very, very, very bad for me. If my ally hadn't disconnected, this would have been a sure win, but at this point it looks it can go to any which person. And again, we're moving around units, we're trying to outflank, we're trying to recharge as much as possible, we're trying to get units to move to the side and turn around and break anyone we can. I decide to call in my general, my last remaining hero Sparta unit. I don't know why I did not get these Spartan units over here, the Spartan pikemen, but my general now is getting into the fray. Another units of heroes of Sparta, and these eagle cohorts are getting slaughtered by the pikemen. At this point, the pikemen have killed quite a bit. I mean, everyone has been killing. It's been killing, but the Praetorian Guard, they're just munching through my units. Look at the numbers they have, and I'm barely damaging them. And on this side, I finally broke through with my Royal Spartans, and I'm starting to surround him. My Royal Spartans did work. They are very good units. My general charges in, instantly starts slaughtering the Roman scum who is there to attack our city of Alexandria. And slowly but surely I started to break him. But again, on this side, his Praetorian Guard, I'm not sure how these guys are holding. These are the best unit I have. These are the most elite unit in the Spartan roster. You can only recruit 2 of them on multiplayer battles, and they're getting slaughtered. Whereas you can get as many Praetorian Guard as you want, as long as you have the money, of course. And I think they're more expensive than Praetorian Guard, so this is quite sad to see them getting demolished at this rate. But, you do what you can do. And at the same time, he realizes this is a lost battle, so he's trying to make sure I don't surround him over here. Finally, I break through his flank, and it's seemingly the balance power is finally back into my favor, which is quite difficult. I'm gonna look at how much my archers killed. So these killed 125, 175, 171, 283. These slingers, they came back and they have done some work. They have killed a lot. The Cretan archers did well on the walls. This massacre over here. And finally, I've broken the last of the eagle cohorts, and they're shattering. The Praetorian Guard, no matter he's trying to break through. He's realizing he's trying to form one last line of defense, and he's not managing. However, they're out of formation. They're struggling, yes, but they're not breaking. They're getting slaughtered, yes, but they are not breaking. He actually tries to surround the flank of my troops over here, and he's actually getting quite a few kills. More 255, 230. If he had 2 more units of Praetorian Guard, this would not have gone the same way. This would not have gone the same way whatsoever. Unfortunately, his last unit of Praetorian Guard is losing decisively. It's under the arrow tower fire, and I am swarming it with everything I have, the remainder of my army, which is not very healthy. My general unit is healthy, but the rest of my units have been all heavily depleted. Even my pikemen have been very badly hurt. Mostly they just fought here and over in this side, which is, again, massacres upon massacres. They're surrounded and they're losing the battle. They're shaken. They're 45 men against easily 500. Okay, let's say 300. Get it? 300 Spartans. But yeah, I mean, Praetorian Guard are just something else in this game. I think they're like tier 6 or super tier units compared to the tier 5, not tier 4 Heroes of Sparta and Spartan Royal Spartans. They're tier 4. Praetorian Guards are just beyond anything. At this point, they are urging me to attack on the outside, and they're like, "Oh, you won, whatever. Come, let's fight it outside. Let's fight it all out." And the battle is almost finished at this point. So let's zoom out and see what we can see from the tactical view. We have a couple of cavalry units here. We have two Scorpion units. There is the Numidian cavalry general, the Legatus. There's some Desert Legionnaires in here, which I was thinking he was hoping to stream down this way and put them down there. My sharp stone bads are holding. Every other trap we had are still there. There are some fireballs which we're hoping to, if they break through the gate, we would set off. But it seems to be going. So let's put it in fast forward speed. Ooh, it is lagging. Oh wow. So we're moving. Oh yes. So I decided to go and kill him while they were trying to tell me, no, 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 you have to come outside. We have to fight. Um, he's moving his scorpions into formation to try and shoot me up here. I was hoping I could get down the siege towers because that would have been much easier for me, but apparently I couldn't. Oh my god! Apparently this is the limit of my computer. And taking back the arrow tower and being able to fire these guys down, it's the best thing. Okay, whoa! Such change in speed. Shooting down the Desert Legionnaires. The battle is pretty much won for me. There is nothing that they have that can actually break my units. They're all cavalry, and most of my units are spear units. So let's just fast forward, and I'll get back to you as soon as they make a move or I make a move. And back. So we formed up the soldiers outside the very few troops I had left. I noticed that was not much. I did keep some reserves in here because I didn't want him to be completely scared. At this point, he decides for the last couple of minutes of the battle to just shoot scorpions at me. I'm not sure they get quite a few kills. They start tearing my units apart, and then I let them know, guys, listen, the game is about to end. You have 2 minutes, 3 minutes left. If you want to kill me, it's better to charge in now. And I mean, the troops are getting slaughtered and sloshed through for completion's sake. It's very annoying that they didn't concede at this point because they knew they lost. They were just dragging it out till the very last second. It was more of a point of pride for them, I imagine. So 2 minutes left. They're like, no, we're gonna rip you to shreds. Come fight us out here in the open. Look down there where you're in a defensive position on a hill with pikes and here's Sparta formation. But 1 minute 52 seconds left, and yeah, he's just preparing to move forward and drop the latest parts of his army into me. The Scorpions did really well, considering they only shot at these guys for stationary units. So, yeah, this is it. This is the final charge, the charge of the Rohirrim. They're coming forward. No, no, it's not. It's not yet. I think at this point, though, they realized that they only have so much time left before they die. This guy just decided to stand back here and just look pretty. And they should start moving forward any second now. Yeah, they shattered the remainder of my troops outside. But it was unfair. I mean, I still had two fresh units and a Royal Spartan Usual squad was quite healthy. So he didn't really stand a chance. And there it is, the charge. It's happening. It's 45 seconds left. And at this point, he caught me off guard, because I was trying to reposition F1. So I was like, you know what, just charge him. Show him how a charge is done. And his cavalry just smashes into my units. Unfortunately, they clipped out. This is a very glitchy area of the map, which is very unfortunate, honestly. And yeah, and this is it. It was a pretty neat battle. We had fights over here. We had an interesting AI confuffle over here, but these fights, they were something. I really enjoyed playing this. It was very intense, just moving units around, forming lines, etc, etc, etc. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As always, it's a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this. I think there might have been a problem with the sound. If so, I apologize, and hopefully you like it. If you like it, just give it a like rating or a downvote if that's what you think it deserves. So anyway, thank you guys. See you either on the live stream or another one of these videos. Ta-da!